realizing that my stress, it wasn't coming from my actual children. It was coming from me. It was coming from the fact that I was trying to meet these invisible expectations. Things like rushing out the door on time, responding to all of these messages right away, making sure that all of their activities and everything was on track, even when my body was saying that I needed to slow down, chill, rest. And once I saw that that stress was being caused outside of my kids, not from them, it felt less personal. Welcome to Nature to Nurture, the podcast where we talk about raising healthy families by returning to what has always supported children best: connection, community, and nature. I'm Tiffany, a mother of twins, an early childhood advocate, and a family and early childhood educator. This is a space where we focus on small, meaningful shifts, on connection over control, on rhythm over rigidity, and on presence over performance, so that families can feel more supported, grounded, and confident in the way that they're raising their children. As you listen today, I invite you to take this episode with you, step outside, go for a walk, breathe in some fresh air, and let this conversation meet you exactly where you are. Let's dive in. Real quick, before we begin, if these words are landing for you, go ahead and hit that follow button. It's the easiest way to make sure that you don't miss the small but powerful insights that support your children, yourself, and the way that you want to show up. A few days ago, I caught myself standing in the kitchen at the end of the day. Dishes piled in the sink. My kids were needing me in so many different ways, and my nervous system was buzzing like fireworks inside. And I kept on thinking, why does this feel so hard when I care so much? I wasn't lazy. I wasn't disorganized. It's not that I was doing nothing. In that moment, I realized something really important. The version of family balance that we're sold, it doesn't account for our biological needs, our emotional needs, and the true labor that mothers are carrying every day. That's what this episode is all about. Naming that truth so that you can stop turning these pressures from the system into your own personal shame. Today, when we talk about balance, we're not going to be talking about balancing your hours. We're not going to be talking about creating big systems. We're going to be talking about small, repeatable anchors that are going to help support your regulation and your child's regulation for the long term. You see, right now, life is structured in a way that is actually working against our nervous system and our health, not just for our children, but also for us, the adults, the parents. Systems that we live in are built around standardization. Our education system, standardized scores, standardized programming. Our healthcare, standardized nutritional guidance, standardized support from your doctor. Our work culture, there you go, even more standardized. This is what you should be doing in this type of work. And then let's not even talk about parenting advice, right? Where parenting prioritizes efficiency, compares you to other families, and supports early performance instead of regulation and relationship and the context that's actually there. All of that pressure, it lands right on the shoulders of parents, especially moms who are paying even more attention. I remember realizing that my stress, it wasn't coming from my actual children. It was coming from me. It was coming from the fact that I was trying to meet these invisible expectations. Things like rushing out the door on time, responding to all of these messages right away, making sure that all of their activities and everything was on track, even when my body was saying that I needed to slow down, chill, rest. And once I saw that that stress was being caused outside of my kids, not from them, it felt less personal. And it made me more open to seeing how to make the change, that it wasn't just me that was the problem, but that it was the system that was really putting these pressures on me, and I didn't need to live in that model, in that mode. Today, I want you to name one expectation that you're carrying that you actually don't need to carry, that came from the system, not from what's actually best for your family. Just notice it. You don't need to fix it. This will help you to reduce that stress that you're holding on your nervous system, to lighten that load on your shoulders. You are not failing at balance. You are responding normally to an overwhelming environment. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was created to do. This overstimulation, irritability, and fatigue, those are all signals, not proof, signals that something is wrong. There have been moments when I've thought myself, other parents seem to be handling this so much better. Why can't I? When I slowed down and I took a look at myself honestly, I realized that I was holding so much more than I gave myself credit for. I was holding so much emotional labor, mental tracking, all of this caregiving and caretaking responsibility that I didn't even see I was doing it. I encourage you, the next time when you are feeling overwhelmed, quietly say to yourself, of course you're feeling overwhelmed. That makes sense. That little sentence, this makes sense, that can interrupt that cycle of self-blame and bring your body out of threat mode, out of fight, flight, freeze mode. And moving into a more regulated space is where you're going to be able to find that family balance. True family balance is not constant calm. It is actually responsive relationships, repair, and recovery for everybody in the family. Healthy nervous systems aren't always regulated, but they do know how to return to that regulation. Children don't need these parents that are perfectly balanced, that are always in the green zone regulated. But they do need present ones who can come back after a stress, who can model how to regulate when they are feeling, like I said, fireworks on the inside. Some of our most connected moments have not been perfect days. They've come after really hard ones. A walk outside after tension, a slow bedtime routine after a chaotic afternoon. Having that space to return and co-regulate together, come down to center together, that matters more than the rupture. Just this past weekend, we were at a gymnastics competition, my daughter and I, and she wasn't so happy on the way home. She was dysregulated, I was dysregulated, and we used the drive to put on some music, bring our bodies down together, come to a sense of calm, and the conversation that happened after the 10-minute meltdown was this beautiful moment of connection. I was not perfect in that moment. I know that. But I know that that moment healed both of us in ways that I was very surprised and not expecting. I want you to remember that family balance isn't working because the system that we live in was never designed with actual nervous system health, with true child development, and with caregiving labor actually in mind. It's not your fault. You didn't create the system. We're just here to live in it. This pressure that you feel, it's not personal. All of us are feeling it. Your exhaustion makes sense. You are not missing some secret skill. You are overstimulated. And you don't need to do more. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to give yourself less pressure and more permission to care for your family in a way that feels sustainable. Let your shoulders soften as we close. Balance doesn't come from doing more. It comes from honoring what your nervous system already knows. You and your family are allowed to live at a human pace. Thank you so much for joining me today on Nature to Nurture. I really do hope that each of these conversations help you feel more supported and understood on your parenting or caregiving journey. And if you found value in today's episodes, please don't forget to follow the podcast and hop on over into our free community on Facebook, where we continue to share mini moments, wise words, and genuine support. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this. Just remember, even on the hardest days, that a small moment of connection can make all of the difference for your child and for you. Until next time, take care, and I'm here with you every step of the way.